A story has 5 basic but important elements. These 5 components are characters, setting, plot, conflict, and theme. But we will only be focusing on characters, setting, and plot for this lesson. These essential elements keep the story running smoothly and allow the action to develop in a logical way that the reader can follow. To successfully write a short story, you'll need to remember that authors make certain choices for particular reasons. Nothing happens by accident. It is all planned out. The first element we will discuss are characters. A character is a person, or sometimes even an animal, who takes part in the action of a short story. The author should introduce the characters in the story with enough information that the reader can visualize each person. This is achieved by providing detailed descriptions of the way the characters look and act. Every story should have a main character. The main character, also called the protagonist, determines the way the plot will develop and is usually the one who will solve the problem the story centers upon. However, the other characters are also very important because they supply additional details, explanations, or actions. Characters that cause problems or conflict for the protagonist is called the antagonist. All characters should stay true to the author's descriptions throughout the story so the reader can understand and believe the action that is being taken place. Remember, the protagonist is the lead character in a short story, and the antagonist is the character that is causing problems or conflict for the lead character. Now we're going to do a character exercise. See if you can identify if the characters shown are the protagonist, the lead character, or antagonist, the character that causes problems or conflict for the lead character. Is this character a protagonist or an antagonist? If you said antagonist, you're right. Nice job. Is this character a protagonist or an antagonist? If you said protagonist, you're correct. The second element we're going to discuss is setting. The setting of a short story is the time and place in which it happens. Authors often use descriptions of landscape, scenery, buildings, seasons, or weather to provide a strong sense of setting. Setting exercise. Read each description and choose the correct setting. Remember, the setting of a story is the when and where it takes place. Example 1. As I carried my tray piled high with burgers and fries, I realized every table was full. The only seat left was next to Billy Schaefer. What is the setting? If you said the cafeteria during lunch, then you're correct. Notice that the author never told you he was in the cafeteria or it was during lunch. While the author gives details about the setting, you are able to determine where it takes place and when. Remember, descriptive details equals the readers are able to follow along better. Example 2. I leaned back in my chair and shut my eyes. When I heard the sound of the drill, I slowly opened my mouth. What a way to start a day, I thought. What is the setting? If you said the dentist in the morning, then you're correct. Once again, the author has described the setting with a good amount of detail, so the reader is able to determine the setting. The third element we are going to discuss is plot. The plot is the main events in the story. A plot should have a very clear beginning, middle, and end, with all the necessary descriptions and suspense, so that the reader can make sense of the action and follow along from start to finish. If an author writes, "The king died, then the queen died," there is no plot for a story. But by writing, "The king died, and then the queen died of grief," the author has provided a plot line for a story. The plot is the why for things that happen in the story. The plot draws the reader into the characters' lives and helps the reader understand the choices that the characters make. Plot exercise. On a separate sheet of paper, write down 3 major events from your day. Make sure these events are exciting and let the reader know what happened in your day. Once you have these 3 events, ask yourself, do these events explain my day? If not, then those events would not be used for the plot in your story about your day. Plot is only the important events that shape your day, just like in a short story.